start with Standard 3 subject EVS. Okay, everyone, you have to take a textbooks also out. Today we will see lesson number 5, understanding time, page number 30. Okay, everyone, you have to take your textbooks out. I am repeating, lesson number 5, understanding time, page number 30. Okay, see, in this lesson we will see how time is classified in how many stages. Okay, so first, time has 3 parts. How many parts does time has? Time has 3 parts. What has gone, that is called as past. That means what has gone, what we have done yesterday, that is your past. And what is going on now is the present. That now we are studying the subject EVS, so this is our present. And what is yet to come is the future. That is whatever you will do tomorrow or whatever you will do in the evening or afternoon, that is your future. Okay, I'll recall again. Time is divided in 3 parts, which is one, the past, the present and the future. Whatever you have done yesterday was your past. Today what we are doing, like we are studying now EVS, this is our present time, and what all you will do tomorrow, that is your future. Okay, now here it is written that today is Monday. Okay, today is Monday. The word today shows the present time. What is said now here, that the word today, it tells us the time going on, that is the present time. Tomorrow is my birthday. The word tomorrow shows the future. Tomorrow, see, it is not today. Tomorrow your birthday will come. The day that will come tomorrow, that is your birthday. So the word tomorrow shows us the future. Yesterday Granny told me a story. There is another sentence that yesterday your granny told you a story. So in this sentence the word yesterday shows us the past, the thing that has already been done. Time can also be understood using means such as calendars, the school timetables and etc. We can also understand time with the help of the calendar and also with the help of the school timetables. Okay. Now next, you can see a picture of calendar is given, or everyone in their house we have a calendar. You all might have seen. So we'll just see now. There are some questions asked related to a calendar. That for what purpose do we use a calendar? For what purpose do we use calendar? We use calendar to mark the different dates, the different months or any other special occasions which you have to go or you have to attend. We mark all these things in a calendar. This is one use of the calendar. When and why do you turn the page of a calendar? Next question what is being asked, that why and when do you turn the pages of a calendar? So when do we turn the page of a calendar? We turn when a particular month has finished. When we have to go to the next one, we change the page, or when we have to mark some new occasions or some dates, then only we turn the pages of the calendar. Correct? The last question is, what do the numbers in the calendar tell us? See, whenever you see your calendar, what do you see? There are numbers written on it. What do they tell us? They tell us the date. They tell us the date. Okay? Next, see, in that next box there is a picture given of a statue, some coins and some shards of pottery. Okay, we will see what is given about it, the information. It is important to understand time for studying history. What is being said, that for understanding history or for studying history, it is very important to understand time. Sometimes old statues, coins and also shards of pottery etc. are found while digging the foundation of a building. See, whenever you dug any big hole or for a building, what do you see, that there are many different things that come out. That is like the old statues or old coins or the leftover parts of the broken pieces of the pottery. These all things are studied very carefully. Through these studies, we come to know about the period of time to which they belong. By studying these leftover pieces, we come to know about the period to which they used to be belong. Okay? Now, see in the next paragraph it is written that you have to use your brain power. So, we will also solve that now. Today's newspaper becomes old tomorrow. This is a usual thing that the newspaper that your daddy or your grandfather or your mama, whoever reads today, do they read that again tomorrow? No, it becomes old. Because see, now whenever in the morning today's newspaper comes, what do usually people do? They read that newspaper, or do they take out the yesterday's newspaper and they start reading? No, they take the today's newspaper. So today's newspaper becomes old tomorrow. But if we cannot remember a particular fact, we search through old newspapers and find the information we need. See, sometimes it happens that there was an advertisement or some important news in the yesterday's paper and we don't remind it today. We are recalling it, but we cannot recall it. So what do? We take out that newspaper again and we go through it. We read again that information and then we can remember that yes, this was the news that was being told to us. This means that today's newspaper will tomorrow become an important means of getting to know history. What has been told that the newspaper that was a past or which has been old to you, that will be used as a history or to studying history for the people in future. Okay, we see in the first page. Now we'll go to the next page, number 31. See, here also there is a question asked that how do we measure time? How do we measure time? It is given in the next paragraph. To understand time, we divide it in seconds, minutes, hours, day and night, fortnight, month, year, etc. Okay? To understand time, we divide it in many sections. In this way, time can be measured easily. Water clocks, clocks and the calendars are the instruments of measuring time. See on page number 31, in the first you can see a water clock. The picture of the water clock is given. Do we use this now in the today's day? No, we do not use it. This was used many years ago by people. This used to help them to tell them the time correctly. Second is an hourglasses. We don't use this also, okay? But it just used as for a showpiece nowadays. But we do not use this also. Then a calendar. Yes, we use a calendar. Everyone in their house, they have a calendar to mark the dates and also to see the time. Time means it's not the time that we say. Time means it's that how many days have passed or how many days are left. Okay? In that way. Now next. In the next paragraph I read that in the 14th century the hourglass came into use in Europe. Hourglass that came into use in Europe in the 14th century. It is considered of two connected glasses vessels fitted in a wooden frame. Dry and fine sand was poured into one of the vessels. The connecting hole between the vessels allowed the sand in the top vessel to fall in the lower vessel. The hourglass was constructed in such a way that it took 1 hour for all the sand to fall from one vessel to the other. The clock was turned over as soon as all the sand has fallen into the lower vessel. This is how a period of 1 hour was measured. These clocks were used in India too. Now, what is said that when you take two glasses, the first is the glass in which you can pour and the second you have to keep it upside down, means ulta. in the top of the glass and in the lower of the glass you should make a small hole, and you should keep the ground glass, the mouth on the ground, and the upper glass you have to fill it full with the sand, and when this whole of the sand would fall into the other glass, then people used to measure that 1 hour has been finished. 1 hour has been finished. In the older days, people also used this for measuring time. Okay. And now you can see this on page number 31 only below. I was like this when I was a baby. See here, now I am like this. I will be like this after 20 years. Imaginary drawing. See, in this picture you have to stick a picture of when you were a baby. Okay, you have to stick one picture here, 1 year, when this will be the picture of your present day. How do you look now? And here you don't have to stick a picture. If you want, you can draw something, but here you have to stick your pictures. Okay, in the same textbook. Next, we'll see page number 32. Okay, why do we make partitions of time in different ways? Now you might have a question that why do we make partitions of time? So how does it help? We'll see it now. For the convenience of everyday work, time is divided in 4 ways. For the everyday work, it should go in a smooth order. We divide time in different ways. For example, while using the words like now, a while ago, in a while, or today, yesterday, tomorrow, these all words are used to describe time. We are unknowingly measuring time in our minds. By using these words, what do? We measure time in our minds. Now, we are finished with the lesson. We'll just go through some important points that we have seen in this lesson. The first point is that for the convenience of the day-to-day work, time is split into parts. When we use words like right now, in a while, or later, we unknowingly measure time in our brains. Second one is time is measured by using instruments such as clocks, calendars, and also school timetables. Third one is time is divided into parts such as second, minutes, hours, day and night, fortnight, month, or year. Okay, all these are used to measure time. We also get an understanding of time through historical buildings or old objects. By seeing this also we can tell about the time, how much old it would be, the objects, how older they are, like coins, statues, and even shards of the pottery found in the area. This helps us to understand the history of that place. By whenever we find this, it is easily it helps us, or it is easy to understand the history of that particular place.